That's right. We bring you a Chuseok special edition of Hot Off the Shelf today. Chuseok coming out of our ears and eyes and noses. Chuseok Xander's here. Welcome. You look so Chuseok-y today.
I put some effort in.
Yeah.
I'm actually wearing a hanbok on the lower half.
Yeah.
You can't see it on the camera.
We didn't want to surprise our listeners too much, so we might take a photo and upload it. We might not as well. Probably not. Xander, happy Chuseok. I like to call it Korea's Harvest Festival. I don't like Korean Thanksgiving, probably because I'm British.
Right, I think that's better anyway. And that's kind of what it is.
Exactly.
It's not a Thanksgiving.
No. I guess you kind of bow to ancestors and stuff, but it's not
that's more
about
of a remembrance kind of thing. And it's more harvested because of the things that are presented with the foods and things. So
it smells delicious in the studio today. And this, what we've got in front of us right now, if you're listening not on the YouTube live stream, then you can't see this today because we don't have the live video stream going out. Hopefully it will be uploaded by the end of today's show or even beforehand. Check out how amazing it looks. It never looks this good in the studio on Mondays.
This is the best day we've had. Apart from like the ice cream episode, like this is pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like even if we don't have family in the country, which I'm sure must be the case for you, Xander, right? No, your family
no
live in Korea.
legitimate family.
So you're not going to be spending it with your aunties and uncles today, but this is going to make up for it, I feel.
Right? Yeah, but for you, I think this is probably too much for you.
This is round one, and then I'm going for round two after the show, actually. I'm heading down to Suwon.
Days of it.
Fortunately, we don't end up having... although, actually, I must correct myself. If we go and see my wife's grandmother, sometimes we'll fit in two places in one day. We'll have lunch at my family and dinner at her family. If we go there, they cook like an insane amount of chon, the Korean pancakes.
I love that.
And they give it to us in Tupperware for like a week's worth.
Bring me some, please.
I think that would be a good idea because once I've had 2 days of chon, I'm like, this is enough. No more, thank you.
That's one of my favorite things to eat. Like
Korean pancakes.
Yeah, it's
good,
great.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's perfect.
It is delicious.
Do you
get to eat it a lot? Because you said, and it was quite a surprise when I heard this a few weeks ago, you hardly like go to the supermarket or cook at home. So John, I feel, is like a home cooked dish usually.
Nah.
No, can you get it like ready made and stuff?
Nah. I mean, you get it when you're out.
Oh, you go and eat out at a John place or something.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
Yeah, it's one of the, I guess, Andrews or whatever that is nice for everybody.
Oh, when you're having a bit of alcohol, a bit of John.
It's one of these that you can share with everyone because or even like in meat restaurants.
Yeah.
So up near Gapyeong, we went to a 닭갈비 place and we ordered like 5 Johns.
With 닭갈비?
Yeah, because they were really small, but they tasted so good.
Oh, nice.
So we're just like, another one.
Do you know what type of John it was?
It was a kimchi John.
Oh, kimchi John. They're good. They're a bit spicy, but delicious nonetheless.
Beautiful.
So today, there's a reason we've got this Chuseok table theme, because it's Chuseok today. Who would have thought it? What are you doing today, Xander? Anything special? Do you do anything on Chuseok or Solo ever?
I marvel at how empty Seoul gets.
Yes.
That's
nice.
It would be the perfect time to shoot like a zombie movie or like, I don't know, post-apocalyptic time, because there's no one around, it seems.
Yeah.
No one's on the streets. It's so quiet.
There's less traffic certainly in Seoul. Although I have to say, Xander, you've been here for what, 3-4 years?
5
years
going
now.
On 6.
So how has it changed? Because when I came in 2008 for the first time, it was really empty, like tumbleweed empty.
Yes.
But nowadays, I feel like more families, they kind of just stay for a day or maybe less at their families outside of Seoul and then come back quickly and have like a staycation, go to the cinema and shopping and stuff. It's a bit more crowded than it used to be.
Yeah, that's true for sure. And especially with the kind of younger crowd, you'll find them at the kind of Chuseok club events, because it's basically like a
Chuseok club events.
Well, yeah, because it's like 5 days off in a row, so it's every night is a club night.
Oh my goodness!
And it's not it's not exactly quiet either. It's not as busy as it would be on a normal weekend, but it's pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, when I was clubbing back in 2008, Chuseok and Solo, I'd hate it because I'd be in Seoul by myself, pretty much. And I'd want to maybe meet up with friends and go out, but it'd be so dead anywhere we went, even around Gangnam and stuff. And I'd be like, this is quite boring, but not anymore.
No, everything's open.
All right. I might have to sneak to the club tonight and see what it's like. So that's Chuseok for Koreans. But in the UK, people often ask me this as well. What is the equivalent of like Chuseok or Seollal?
I think you said it, isn't it? Harvest Festival.
Yeah, but what do you do on Harvest Festival?
The only thing I recall from when being a child at my C of E primary school is that we would collect cans of tins of like food, like baked beans and fruit
in the back of your cupboard,
and then we'd give them to the church, and then something would happen to them. I don't know if they were given to someone.
I'm guessing they were given to people in need, right?
But who were those people? We never saw them. There was no liability there. No one took responsibility to where they was going.
It's true. And it's nothing like Chuseok in Korea. Like, there's no dinner together. There's nothing. It's just literally one day at school, they'd say, bring in some food.
Yeah, I think it's an old tradition that's definitely not upheld because not many people are farmers anymore.
You didn't even eat the fresh foods. You didn't even donate the fresh foods. It would be all the tin stuff, which is not traditional Harvest Festival fare.
And stuff like that,
Delicious, nonetheless. Okay, so we're going to be talking about this Korean food. We have in the studio, this is a lovely table setting. Almost looks like a mini Chuseok table. I'm going to take a little photo here.
You should.
Because, I want to post this up for our listeners. It looks lovely, doesn't it?
It does look very nice. I've never actually seen a real one.
Really?
I've never seen an authentic Chuseok table
because Korean families.
Yeah, because
right?
I was walking a few hours and go,
hello, we fancy it.
Yeah, no, so I've never actually seen one, but I've heard so much about it from like friends who are married into families, and they have so much to prepare, and they spend days, and they were already planning it like 3 weeks ago what they were going to buy.
It can be big and complicated. For sure.
So I've never seen one. So obviously this is quite small. I imagine they're quite grandeur, some of them.
Yeah, depending on the family and how conservative they are, it can be a massive table laden with food in certain places on the table. It can't be in a different place. But these days, many families are more relaxed about that. They'll just hit the main dishes and put it vaguely in the right area. But you used to have the right order, like from top to bottom, left to right. Yeah, which all has a certain meaning. But I know nothing about that. It was definitely traditionally a woman's job in the kitchen to do all that. These days, there's much more shared labour, which is definitely a right thing. We talked about this a few weeks ago when we did duck on the show, the rice cakes. You thought you were a fan of Songpyeong, right?
I don't know what I'm eating then, because I swear it's called Songpyeon, but it's not, obviously, because these are Songpyeon. So unless it's another type of Songpyeon, and I'm just being I'm being lied to.
It could be either. So Songpyeon, this is the number one food associated with Chuseok, they say, because I think this is only specifically eaten on Chuseok. Of course, you can get it other times, but it's really heavily associated with this festival. Explain what this is then, Xander. What you thought.
I was more excited for the other thing, but this is just, the standard kind of talk kind of stuff. If we want a very nice explanation,
I would.
You want a good explanation? Okay, so inside, can you guess what's inside?
It smells very plain on the outside. It looks glazed, but let me lick it.
We've been through this a lot.
So there is some kind of
there should be kind of sugary on the outside. It's very talky.
It's very rice cakey.
Inside
on
red beans, or regular beans and sesame seeds, apparently.
This is sesame seeds mainly.
Okay. Can I have a red bean one now?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think I can deal with that much sesame. From what I remember from eating these before, it's very, very sugary and a chewy.
Very chewy. Not too sugary, this sesame seed one, but I prefer sesame seeds to the red bean.
And they're hot.
Yeah, they have been microwaved.
I've never had them hot.
No, me neither. I think just because they might have been in the fridge before, so you wanted the texture to be nice.
Apparently it's a superstition.
There is a superstition.
That if I don't die with the sesame seeds, I'm going to have a beautiful daughter. No, I'm joking. If you make beautiful Songpyeon, apparently you will give birth to a pretty daughter when you get married.
I did make beautiful ones when I was at my Arirang, my language institute. My daughter is beautiful, but I didn't give birth to her. There's one slight, stipulation there that I missed. Yeah, it's true that this used to be made at home, like traditionally, but I've heard that these days not many people do it anymore, like with many things. And if you look at our bowl, there's so many different colours as well.
There are.
Yellow, green, purple. What's your purple one? Is it also sesame seed, maybe?
Same flavour, mate.
It's just a different colour on the outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
Songpyeon for me is not one of my favourite ducks. I went to a first birthday last weekend and got the baekseolgi, which we said is one of the better ones. That kind of is a bread substitute. So good.
Did it have a pour on it?
When it was fresh. No, it didn't have a pour. It said the person's name in like coloured writing whose birthday it was. My daughter hated it. She was like, I'm not eating that weird coloured bit on the top, and she ripped off the name, which was kind of meaningful, I suppose. So I'm not a massive fan of Songpyeon. We don't have it at our family when we gather together for Chuseok. I don't know why. Maybe everyone in my family doesn't like it, or it's more about actually the meal itself, the lunch that we eat. But we do have... This is often sold. Have you seen this, Xander?
Yeah, and they sell it at those shops, those stalls, I should say, or... outside some of the marts, which are not like convenience stores, but privately owned. It's called yakbap.
Yakbap,
which is kind of confusing to me. Does the yak part have a meaning? Because yak, I always think yakguk, which is the pharmacy, so medicine.
Yes, it does.
Does it have a meaning in this?
Indeed. I only found out today while doing research for this course as well. It does. Because, there's lots of healthy things on top of there, like the Korean dates, the jujube, the daechus, there's chestnuts, there's pine seeds, and they're all seen as traditionally healthy. So that's where the name comes from. It's as healthy as medicine, basically.
I hope so.
Well, that's what's behind the name, yakbap, or some people call it yakshik as well. I get a bit confused by that, but it is the same thing. So it's this brown glutinous rice. They often sell this at places that sell rice cakes as well together.
Yeah.
So it's
you kind of find them in the similar kind of place.
Yeah, so it is like rice, but it's not eaten as like a staple, like for a meal or anything. You don't have it with kugo or anything like that.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Like a kind of you could make it yourself, maybe with like granola with some treacle.
Oh yeah, like a little bar, like a little cracker bar or something.
What do you call it?
Cereal bar, no?
But more moist.
Oh, flapjack.
Flapjack, there we go. This is definitely a flapjack.
A Korean rice version of a flapjack.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer flapjack.
It doesn't sound quite as appetizing when you put it that way.
It's not as sweet as a flapjack, is it?
It's not. It's really not.
This is... My goodness, I'm getting stuck in my throat. This is glutinous rice, but do you know why it's brown?
Because it's not processed rice?
No. It did start off life as white rice. But
that's a shame.
It's been cooked in like soy sauce. Oh dear, I got a bit of rice right at the back of my throat. And also a bit of cinnamon powder as well.
You know, when you say that, I can kind of taste a little bit there.
Definitely
soy
got
sauce
soy.
now.
Yeah. It's not super salty though, like the colour might suggest. No, it's not like that. I love this as like a healthy-ish snack in the car. Just munching on one of these. They got the dates, the honey is in there as well. Chestnuts are my favourite. I'm going to nab one of those actually. Here we go. Boiled chestnut right there. And the raisins and all sorts. It's pretty good, isn't it?
So do you have these in your family's
No,
Chuseok
again
table?
at Chuseok we don't have them. We're not very traditional because my my cousin, he's a priest. So we'd gone away from like traditional stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then more like they kind of forego those ancestral rites and stuff as well. Because they say that's like
just
hocus
flapjacks.
pocus and stuff.
Just flapjacks.
Just English flapjacks that I buy from the airport on the way here, but I like this. This is delicious. Yakbap. We've got loads more, I guess, kind of hearty dishes for the main course as well.
I'm looking forward to the drinks.
And dessert and drinks, yeah. Non-alcoholic, we do promise. We're going to play some music and be back in part 2. This is going to be a song from Tiny G. Come out and play Nolja. That was really fitting for last week's theme when we were Shinnage Nora. We were playing gleefully with our little jacks, our kongi, and our paper. I guess not gleefully. We were pretty bad at those games. Check that video out on YouTube by typing in Hot Off the Shelf and hashtag Daily K. We do have a script order of things, but because we've just ate the duck, the sticky kind of rice cakes, and the sticky glutinous rice, the yakbab, A drink would go down nice.
A drink would be
wouldn't it?
perfect right now.
Which one would you like? We've got two on the table.
What's
One
that?
looks like lemonade and one looks like maybe iced coffee.
Well, we're going to go with the white one.
Okay.
Shikye,
Shike.
which is one of my favorite things.
Really?
Korean-wise.
Are you a fan of shike?
Oh, yeah.
Then please explain while I drink it first.
Okay, well, the scientific definition is it's a beverage made of white rice, fermented white rice,
Yes.
with a barley malt.
Oh, is that what gives it its sweetness?
Now, I only thought it was rice. I never knew about the barley malt part, so that's very interesting for me to learn.
I wondered where the sweetness came from, yeah. So, barley malt.
And apparently in the Andong area, so Gyeongsang Bukdo province, they add red pepper, which is... I don't want to try that.
Red pepper?
That just sounds like they ruined it.
Oh my goodness.
I
How
love
would
this
that
stuff.
taste? Okay, you go away. I've just had a sip there. I'm not a massive
red pepper
fan.
in it?
No, there's no red pepper in this one. It's usually consumed as a dessert, right? That's why it was in part 3 of our script as well. But we just wanted to wash down the rice cakes.
This is from a can, isn't it?
Really? I don't think
I
it's a
reckon
fresh
it's from
one.
a can, isn't it?
It's
from a can. You
it's-
got confirmation. It's can. So people are really... I've met people who are like... You drink canned chicken?
Oh, really?
You're just
Like
you're a terrible
aficionados.
person.
Ooh.
You need to get it fresh. In some market, so we went to one in Incheon one time, and there was a lady, a very elderly lady, just selling these massive 2-liter bottles of shike she had made.
Like fresh.
Oh, it's beautiful. That
Really?
was like the best shike I've ever had.
Is it different? Very much different from the
Yeah,
can?
this kind of
Taste
I
processed,
could
yeah.
taste it straight away. Like your reaction to this, I don't
Yeah.
think you'd have it with a nice fresh one.
Yeah, I don't think it's that nice at all, yeah.
You kind of got to mix it up though.
Xander, we've just got an update in the studio.
You're not from a can.
Not from a can.
What isn't it? Who made this?
You've just
Who
insulted
made this?
the artisan
Well, who
maker
knows?
of shike.
To be honest, I mean, you got to kind of mix it around.
Yeah, you do.
To get the full flavor, but like, hey.
I'm not a massive fan of shike. I found it weird, when there's the rice at the bottom as well.
I like that
it's
part.
kind of soggy.
I like that part.
It's
That's really odd
definitely
for me.
novel.
I like that part.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it reminds you of rice pudding from the UK.
Oh,
But-
I like it because it's sweet and because I mean, it's not as cold as it could be, but when
Yeah.
it's really nice and chilled,
Hits the
it's
spot.
very, very refreshing and gives you some energy as well.
When do you drink it? Like with the meal or just like anytime?
Personally, anytime. I
Really?
don't have a set kind of schedule for when I like to drink it. It's just like, I feel like something real sweet.
Yeah, because in Western culture, I grew up drinking squash and juices at meal times,
Okay.
and between meals as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
in Korea, because it's sweet, they usually have it as a dessert. They wouldn't have it at the table traditionally. The only thing you traditionally drink during mealtime is water, or the boricha, the barley tea. But that's a dessert one. Maybe we can get onto the other main dishes and save that other drink to
Yeah,
wash
let's
it
drink
down.
later. So, yes, my favorites. I love this episode today. This. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's a bowl of
John.
Korean style pancakes, but don't be thinking the pancakes that you put syrup on. Nothing like that at all.
Not at all.
So
it's more
explain
just.
away, Sam.
I mean,
what
we have
got in here?
various things.
Got something very colourful as well in there.
It seems so. Oh, I've definitely seen these in markets.
Uh-huh.
Did it have a special name at the market? Maybe not. I can't remember. But there's lots of different things in this. But I guess this would be the bulgogi and vegetable ones. But I don't.
Sanjokgochi. There's no bulgogi
No,
in that.
this is like
No.
canned ham. Our favorite.
So that is much more common than bulgogi. I've not seen one with bulgogi actually, but they're all termed together as sanjokgochi, which kind of is a mix of different things.
Oh, okay.
So that's got the canned ham strips, and you cut everything roughly into the same size. Look, if we show you the backside, then you can see what's in there more. The canned ham, I think there's the tepa, which is the big spring onions, and also
crab,
the
an
fish
imitation
sticks.
crab stick.
Yeah, which are
thing.
quite popular here. Are you a fan? Because they're in England as well.
They're everywhere. I mean, they're always in the kimbap and things sometimes. You know, so yeah, not bad. I mean, I wouldn't eat it like by itself, which you can buy it by itself. I wouldn't go and eat a packet of it.
No, I sometimes like it though as a chobap, as like a kind of sushi.
Oh,
And then
okay.
you dip it in the soy sauce. It's not bad at all
That's
if you get the
interesting.
good quality one. So this has been coated in egg, as
That's
you
the
can
best
see.
part.
And then usually it's skewered, and then you fry it together. I like these. My mother-in-law does a great one, actually. Let's give it a try.
Yeah. Oh, crunchy.
Oh, yeah, with the pine there. That's really nice. This looks really simple to make as well.
It is. Because it's literally just the ingredients on a stick and an egg.
And you just dip it in
and
there.
mine's still, the skewer's still inside, so be careful.
The skewer is still inside. Oh, goodness, please.
It's a little cocktail stick.
Oh, yeah.
It's very short.
That's a toothpick, isn't it?
Toothpick, cocktail stick, either way, any way you want to call it.
You don't want that in your mouth. Yeah, it tastes lovely. I think mine's got a gochu in it as well. Actual pepper. Because that's where the crunch comes from.
Lucky. I thought that was the pile, the spring onion.
No, maybe it is, because I can't taste any spice, but it just looks a bit like a pepper. But this is delicious. You just have this as a side dish, usually, to your chuseok meal. Lovely. Next to it, Xander.
Oh, yeah. This is awesome.
Okay.
If I'm correct in my speaking, this is Dong Taejeon.
Dong Taejeon.
Which is the cod.
If you had stopped at the first syllable, it would be something very different. Yes.
Yeah, I like this. It's just some fish in some egg.
Yeah. No batter, right?
It's
not like fish and chips.
It's healthier.
Yeah, I guess so. Because it's just an egg coating. Yeah. I mean, they do fry it in a lot of oil. Like after chuseok, they say you need to like clean your kitchen 10 times because of the oil that gets everywhere from frying all these pancakes.
I guess so.
But dong taejeon, when I was growing up as well, my mum would make this in England with the cod. We have so much cod there. I love it. Dip this in a bit of salt or soy sauce. Perfect.
We should have had that, to be honest. That's real good.
Yeah.
That's great.
It tastes lovely, doesn't it? I don't think this is from like a pre-packaged thing either. It tastes homemade.
Homemade?
I love
homemade.
It. It's so good. And you know, in Korea, they have all these different words for the same fish. Dongtae, I think, is also known as myeongtae sometimes, depending on how many times it's been dried or frozen. Like daegu is also apparently called. They're all the same fish, but it's just how fresh or not they are. So Westerners, I think, are often confused by what fish they're talking about.
Right.
It's just the process of like how it's been stored or dried, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that, though.
That is really good. I like that too.
Yum, yum, yum. We do have, let me check on time here. Okay, we can maybe save it for next, for part 3. We got some snacks. Well, let's just eat the pancake, actually. This one is the one that looks most like a pancake. Nokdujeon.
Oh, yes. Myeongbean. Ground mung bean. Myeongbean. I don't know why I put a Y and an EO in there. But,
mung bean. Have you had this before?
No. I guess not.
Because, yeah, this John is a little bit different to the other Johns. It's not like the Pa John or anything. And even with the chopsticks, it's a bit different. I promise my hands are quite clean. Okay. I do use the word quite. But you can see, it almost looks a bit like a cake inside. Because it's a bit more fluffy in its texture with the mung beans there and the flour.
Tea cake or an Eccles cake?
But it's definitely savoury. Like, usually this has soy sauce to dip in as well. But this nokdujeon, you just put in the batter with the mung beans. I'm calling them mung beans as well. And then some other little chopped vegetables, sometimes some bean sprouts.
Definitely carrot in there.
Yeah, carrot and little chives, I think, as well.
Yeah.
But you can buy this frozen now. Oh, it doesn't taste good because I think it's been sitting here for a little too long. It tastes really good frozen if it's freshly fried because it gets crispy on the outside.
I think we're lacking a sauce to dip it in.
This is true, yeah. This really tastes what I imagine mung beans taste like.
Mung beans.
Quite earthy.
One thing to avoid.
Now, those are the pancakes, the John family that we've just done there. We're going to finish it off with some desserts and Korean snacks and dessert kind of aperitif as well in part 3. Let's play some more music before that. SF9 with Ol Sol Mio. Just correcting me at the end of that song was that singer rubbing it in my face. Apparently, Ol Sole Mio is the title. I don't know what it means, but Ol Sole Mio. SF9.
Spanish?
It does, and my Spanish is awful. I learned it from Dora the Explorer, which we learned the other day that you don't have any idea about, right?
No.
I learned hola and vámonos, which I think means bali bali. Anyway.
Vamos?
Vámonos.
Vámonos?
Yeah. Keep
I
that
know
in
vamos
mind.
is like let's go.
Oh, is that?
Together.
Oh, vamos.
Vamos.
I think maybe they're
And you
kind
say
of
like a
linked
V
together.
with a B.
We'll do Spanish hot off the shelf next week. But today we're doing the Chuseok edition here in Korea with Xander in the studio. You're carrying a large bottle there, Xander.
Yes, this is what we were talking about earlier, what you can get at a Xijang, aka a market.
This is freshly made shike.
Yes.
With the rice still inside. Look at it, floating up and down.
And I don't know like how long it's meant to last. Again, I'm not good at this, so I usually have to drink it all in one go.
Just in case it goes
just in case,
off.
because you don't want... there's no date on this because it's like packaged by someone.
Yeah, in bottles like this with no labels.
There's no label. Obviously, this is like an old water bottle of some kind, so you don't know.
Yeah, it's true. That's how they usually sell it here, isn't it?
Yeah. No.
Unfortunately, the next drink that we have is not made by an artisan or bought from a market, but I'm not going to be disappointed because I like the canned version as well.
Okay.
What is this, Xander?
Suzhonggua.
Do you like Suzhonggua?
Never had it.
Oh, really? Are you serious?
I'm completely serious.
Give it a sniff. Give it a little sniff there. What does that smell like?
Cinnamon.
Exactly. There's like a cinnamon punch to the nose, isn't it?
Oh.
Which is quite a good play on words accidentally there, because it is like a cinnamon punch.
Hey.
So that is one of my favourite drinks in Korea. You'll find it at the buffets, like at the end.
Where you like to hang out in the buffets.
Course, yeah, on the corners, getting drunk on Suzhonggua.
Interesting.
Suzhonggua is not alcoholic as well, I must say there. But it's traditionally, just like shike, drunk on holidays and festivals. And the other main ingredient is usually ginger. And then you have for sweetness like sugar and honey, boil it in the water, cool it down. And then usually if you have this served at a restaurant, they'll put some pine nuts on the top. You know those little tiny nuts?
Yeah.
They're quite popular here. Like in the UK, I'd never eaten pine nuts before. I don't know where they're used because we have lots of pine trees in the UK. I'm sure we could sell them to Korea for a tiny profit.
Right.
Why don't you give it a try, Xander?
I'm just marveling at the smell.
It's so strong, isn't it? Like
it's
the cinnamon.
quite soothing in a way.
Yeah, it's like aromatherapy.
Calming smell.
You can maybe have a back rub with that one time or something. Like a masseuse and some cinnamon. You never know.
Every time.
Not bad, right?
Strong.
Is it very cinnamony?
It is. It's almost like drinking a syrup.
Yeah, it is quite
made of cinnamon,
thick, maybe. And it's sweet.
I like it though.
I like it as well.
I kind of like it.
There's a little bit of heat at the end as well, I think, from the ginger.
Yes.
But it's delicious. I love downing that after a meal.
You know those little red sweets which are like cinnamon flavoured, but they're really strong?
Red cinnamon sweets. From Korea or?
England.
Like little aniseed ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a 20th of the taste.
Yeah, it's not
in terms
as
of
strong.
strength, which is great because I don't like those sweets.
Yeah, those are too strong in the UK.
But that is real nice. So
really
I recommend to try that one.
And traditionally, they'd bring that out as a dessert at a Korean restaurant. That would be the last course kind of thing. And it kind of cleanses the palate as well, which is good because we just had the greasy pancakes. And now we're going to have our little Korean snacks, which are traditional. Have you had either of these before, Xander?
Yes. Have we not had them before?
Have we had them on the show?
Maybe this one.
Maybe. Which was, what were you just pointing to there, Xander?
I guess this is the
second one on the list.
Yugua?
Yes, indeed.
Yugua.
It is the Yugua.
I think I've definitely had it, and sometimes they're individually wrapped if I can remember correctly.
That's right. And they can be quite tiny as well.
Yeah.
They don't have to be this big. So this, if you smell it as well, you instantly know it's been deep fried.
Yeah.
It smells like, some fried food that you might keep in the refrigerator. It doesn't look, in my opinion, that appetizing.
It looks like it could be a donut, which has been left out too long.
For ages. You're right, yeah.
Like a stale donut with no sugar.
And the texture is kind of like a stale donut a little bit, but it tastes better. Like, if you get into these, they taste good.
I don't think we should ever have a promotion when we sell these to people stale donuts, only for Chuseok.
The texture is kind of like chewy but stale, at the same time. There's a lot of fat and grease in there.
Why does it taste like lemon?
Lemon? Really?
I'm getting a very lemony
vibe.
taste. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but apparently it says cinnamon powder. But
it kind of tastes like a deep-fried biscuit, you know. And when I say biscuit, I mean like a biscuit in the UK sense, not like a scone that Americans call biscuits in those chicken restaurants.
yeah.
But, yeah, it's kind of stodgy, but it's definitely more moist than like dry biscuits. You can see there, it's like full of grease. But again, not in a bad way.
It's like it's like one of those liquids that are like at like a solid at room temperature. You know what I mean? It's really quite hard to get through.
It is, yeah. It's very like thick, isn't it? So this is made with glutinous rice as well, which is what this is made with, our yakbap that we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
But then you knead it and you dry it and then you fry it in oil and put on some honey and sometimes some cinnamon powder as well.
I think what's giving it that tough texture is the honey.
Yeah, that makes it tough to get through, right?
And definitely the stickiness as well.
I used to be really put off by how these looked, but
really?
Once I've eaten them, I don't mind them at all. They're quite cool.
It kind of looks like the outside of a pork pie, in a way.
Maybe the texture is similar. I'm not sure. I wasn't a fan of pork pies. I'm going to have some more.
That's probably why you don't like it.
Maybe.
I think that's probably what it is. And I guess...
Would you like some more?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's nice. It's got a little bit of spice at the end as well. We do have one last traditional Korean snack on our table.
It's also got yak in the name.
Oh, yeah.
Yakgwa.
I think, again, it's meant to be kind of medicinal. Like, not scientifically
Is it the
medicinal.
air inside them? That's the medicinal.
but they say as well the ingredients are meant to be healthy for you in terms of a snack. We've got lots of different colours there as well.
We do. We have black, pink, green, and 2 shades of yellow. One lighter yellow than no one else. That one's a brown one.
I'll go for the black one.
Okay, so the darker one, this brown one has got sesame seeds on the outside. That one's got black sesame seeds, and the other two have got little...
I think it's rice kind of crackers.
Yes.
When you like pop the rice and then you've made them into like crumbs there.
And
so these yakgwa.
Apparently they're cookies. Do you reckon you call them a cookie?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? A Korean snack, I would say. A traditional snack.
Flour, sesame oil, honey, rice wine. Yeah. Interesting.
Ooh.
Interesting. Cinnamon and ginger juice.
And then you deep fry it.
Yeah.
And the rice kind of puffs up like this. I think it's primarily made with the rice flour. And that's fried, and then you coat it in all those ingredients that you said, I believe.
It's not actually that bad.
I made this out in Gangneung like a few months ago, and it was amazing. When it's freshly made and it's still warm inside, it's unbelievable, and it's like a syrupy coating. But this one that I just ate, black sesame is really strong, like really sesame. So this just tastes like a bar of sesame seeds. I'm not so happy with that choice.
They like to go heavy on the sesame flavors and the injolmi.
Oh yeah, and the songpyeon there was all that sesame as well. Yeah. But this is even stronger because it's actually sesame seeds. I'm going to try some of this pink yakgwa as well.
The inside's really interesting. It's very fibrous and kind of the way it's expanded.
That's what happens when the rice flour, they pour it into like really boiling oil and then it just expands like massively, and then they kind of put it together with these little wooden tongs so not to burn themselves out and drop it straight into the syrup.
It's like rice popcorn.
Yeah, it is like a rice popcorn, like a sweet popcorn because the kind of syrup coating. Well, this is really nice. I don't know why it's pink. I think it's just colouring because it has no different flavour. It's not like strawberry or anything.
Yeah, no talgy, Matt.
I'm going to finish this whole one.
I did too. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised I managed to finish that one.
Well done, Xander, for eating all of your dinner. You can have some more dessert now, which is another one of those.
No, I'll pass. This is the one time I'll pass on dessert, I think.
What did you think? What was your favourite, Xander, today of a mini Chuseok table?
My favourite has to be the normal John things that we like.
The little skewered one with the different ingredients.
Yeah, and the cod one.
That was good as well.
That's really nice. Not massive flavour. Not massive fan of the mung bean.
The mung bean one,
kind of a bit dry.
Yeah, it was a bit dry and spongy, like a dry sponge almost.
Yeah.
But I think that's because it's not been freshly cooked. Usually, I like nok dujeon. Like we buy them frozen at our house. But, oh well.
And if they were the songpyeons I thought I was going to eat, then I would have liked the songpyeons. But
again,
not
they're
those
not
ones.
Songpyeons that you're thinking about.
I'm going to have to show you a picture so you can tell me what they are, because
all right,
they're beautiful. They're really good.
You snap it and I'll tell you what it is.
All right.
Thank you for coming in on Chuseok, Xander.
No
and
problem.
Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you next Monday.
Happy Chuseok, everyone.
It's time for some CLC